Star Report. I'm your host, Star. It is Sunday evening. I've been having a really, really good weekend, and I got some just alarming news today. Yes, today, with regards to that showrunner, which I want to get to shortly. But New Jersey teachers no longer required to pass basic literacy test. That's my first topic. This is not a trending story, but I do want to comb through this. Hopefully I can get some people who are concerned about this to call in or cam up on the screen. Maybe we'll do a panel. Me personally, I give up. I realize now more than ever, my day is long gone. To hell with the King's English. The state of New Jersey is now following behind New York City and other places in New York State, pardon me. Back in 2017, they gave up. So now the teachers no longer required to pass basic literacy tests. Do you care? This is under Act 1669. They had a huge budget increase going back to March, for those who don't know. And who's going to be teaching your kids, or do you care? Or do you newer parents, do you let TikTok raise them anyway? So what the hell's the difference? Are you really going to try and kick dirt on Hispanic or whoever wants to be teachers? Well, that's always been the plan, right? To gut us from the inside, America. Nobody wants to be teachers. What I will say, based upon my research over the years, African Americans are leading the charge in homeschooling. Yes, no? African Americans. Salute to you. I was really bothered by the collapse of the educational system going back to 2005. Correct me if this goes back further, when they stopped using red pens to correct, elementary school, middle school, and high school, students' papers. They found that it was discouraging, and all sorts of things with regards to criticism could hurt their self-esteem. 2005, that's when I first got wind of the Board of Education's to stop using red pen to correct a child's goddamn paper. So, my concern, if you will, is it baseless? Is my concern now baseless? I can no longer say when you guys send in, whether it's donations, whether it's just something for me to put on the screen, and I'm going to start putting your messages back on the screen like we used to do back in, 2017 and 18? I might as well, because I'm not going to be able to read it anyway, and that's not to clown you. I'm not a great speller. I never have been. I've always used spell check. But growing up, I used to have to carry a dictionary in my back pocket, like some of you. But how can I correct you or even try to clown you when you are being taught by, teachers who look like, and I'm not trying to clown anybody, Sexy Red, Lotto, Glorilla, Ski, bust your head, right? Remember that video came out, I think, a year or so ago. I can't clown that teacher. Those kids are learning. And I guess that's how it's going to be now. But New Jersey, the reason why I'm discussing this tonight is because New Jersey was like the last holdout. Overall, taxes in New Jersey are high, property taxes. New Jersey is my home state, born and raised. I still own a home in New Jersey, way down at the bottom of New Jersey. Cape May, my old racist auntie, left me her home. So technically, I am a New Jersey resident. But do I want to live in Cape May? No, I rent the home out. It's beautiful. But now, if I ever do, and I know I've been saying this, if I ever do have kids, whether I adopt or whether I, get a woman pregnant, I don't know if I want to raise them in New Jersey. Unless you tell me that this is only for public schools. Let me look in the live chat early. Good evening, guys. How you doing? Is this only for public schools? Deeds, how are we doing? How's the spelling? How's the audio? I'm going to take my time. Good evening to all in the live chat. This is my main topic this evening. Now, my showrunner in New York City, as of today, talk about a wheel kick, a whammy. New York City to charge drivers $9 congestion fees. I had been pushing back meetings up north. I said, listen, I got interviews lined up. I was telling people, hey, I'll see you after the new year. Well, as of today, again, the congestion fees. I will not be driving. The governor, they launched this today. Why today on Sunday? And my question to you guys, will Easy Pass be mandatory? I know that in a lot of the tolls going through into the city, whether it's the Verrazano Bridge, the Holland Tunnel, the George Washington Bridge, the Lincoln Tunnel, sometimes they say Easy Pass only. I haven't driven through those tunnels or gone over those bridges in years. Is Easy Pass going to be mandatory? If so, that's the kicker. Gotcha. If you don't have Easy Pass, will there be some type of fine? You get pulled over, or I don't know, the cops scan your plate. You've racked up $375 in congestion fees over the last month or so. You play stupid, and they say, well, didn't you get a notification on Easy Pass? And you say, well, I don't have Easy Pass. Whoa, well, that's another $250 fine. Last time I checked, they had a fine for being in the box. You guys know what I'm talking about? If you're caught inside the box, it used to be $150. And let me ask you this again, because I don't know. What are the Easy Pass administration fees? Are they still $25 or have they gone up? Easy Pass administration fees. Florida Boy J, is that you, sir? Tapping in Sunday evening. Florida Boy J.
Yep, real niggas is tapping in on a Sunday.
Good to hear from you.
There's a lot of breaking news going on tonight. A lot of things popping off. Where we going with it? What we doing?
You called me before the show about Skip Bayless. Is he still on television? I thought that show ended. No. Undisputed.
Yes, they ended the show a few months ago. Okay. I'm thinking they got ahead of it on top of the fact the ratings weren't doing too good.
Okay.
So, why have you sitting in front of a moving bus? You know what I'm saying? You're white. We don't want you brought a lot of money to the company. We're not going to have you go out like these niggas, on front and center. So, he doesn't work there anymore. He was able to, walk away.
Break down the lawsuit. I did not click on the story. I just wasn't interested. Is he being sued with other people? Is it just him? Why is this breaking news? Skip Bayless. Why?
Okay, this is breaking news because the lady Raina Farajai, who is filing the suit, she is filing it against Fox Corporation, okay. Fox Sports Holdings, LLC, Fox Sports 1, LLC, Fox Sports 2, Fox Sports Productions, LLC, Charlie Dixon.
But who is she? Who is she? I don't know. Who is she?
Yes. Raina, not her name is Nurshin Farjai. She is Persian descent. She was a hairdresser, a barber, a glam artist, if you would say, in the Fox Sports team. I was a avid follower of Joy Taylor.
Right.
So I've seen the hairdresser for myself on Joy Taylor's story almost every morning. Her and Joy Taylor posted years ago. I know who this lady is. This is a nice older lady that Skip Bayless is pressing on, and Skip Bayless is also in the lawsuit as an individual. Charlie Dixon, higher up at Fox Entertainment, he sued, and also Joy Taylor is in the lawsuit as well.
Okay. For those who don't know, who is Joy Taylor? Because you called me about this, asked me if I was going to talk about it, and I said not really, unless it's pressing news. So you've got the floor. Again, Skip Bayless, from what I gathered, he offered $1.5 million supposedly for this woman to have sex. Is this just a money grab? Why should we care about Skip Bayless?
We should care about this story because if for nothing else, all the money Skip Bayless got going on TV every morning, browbeating niggas and people for going out to the clubs, punching your wife in the eye, choking out your kids, shooting up the joint, SA on other people. Skip Bayless has sat on his highest of horses of morality and condemned so many people just for him behind the scenes to be on a high level degenerate behavior, allegedly by this lawsuit, claiming that the lady was sleeping with Shannon Sharp and getting angry at her, yelling at her, telling the lady to come meet him at the car, told her, he wanted to, smash. And when she said, "Don't you have a wife?" He said, "Aren't you like Muslim? Didn't your dad have 4 or 5 wives?" And she said, "My dad's dead." And he said, oh, and left. So you were sexually harassing this lady. And then
I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off. So this is just some get back at Skip Bayless? I mean, he's
absolutely
old.
Not.
He's old. How old is Skip Bayless? He looks horrible. And that's why I said I stopped watching him and Shannon Sharp on Undisputed. How old is he?
He's in his 70s.
Yeah.
But what the part about this is the Joy Taylor part, the part that the hairdresser said when she first got on the situation, was introduced to the show, and she, got issues with Joy Taylor. She went out, they were cool, and Joy Taylor was just a bartender and a small radio host in Miami. They have this big new Skip Bayless gig, this show, and this Charlie Dixon brings Joy Taylor out of nowhere. The lady met Charlie Dixon outside of the office at some type of social gathering, and he was making it appear like he was Joy Taylor's sugar daddy, old man. Meanwhile, Joy Taylor was married. She got divorced when her husband found out that they're
hold on. So this is a civil case. She has not gone to the police, I would imagine. Might we see Skip Bayless in handcuffs?
This is a class action complaint and individual complaint, sexual battery, hostile work environment, failure to prevent harassment. Can
you hold on a second? Josh, I got your donation. It's on the screen. She can't go from Shannon to Skip, LOL. Folks, I'm putting your donations on the screen if you send them in Cash App. We haven't done that in a while, but based upon tonight's main story, New York teachers no longer required to pass basic literacy test. I need to just, stop trying to get people to spell right. Back to you, Florida Boy J. And can we land your plane on this? Because I'm not interested in everything that you have said. With all due respect, I'm just not interested in Skip Bayless. Go ahead.
Yeah, landing my plane is this: the fact that when you go to watch Fox Sports over the years, and Joy Taylor has her tits sitting out there for all to see, for the fact that her and Emmanuel Acho apparently have some type of sexual relationship going on, apparently, to this lawsuit, that Joy Taylor is going to file a Me Too charge against Charlie Dixon. The fact that this lady, Joy Taylor, has been able to run amok around the sports industry, I think might not be microscoped and highlighted on your platform, but I think it will in the coming hours and days.
Yeah, more than likely tomorrow, something like that. But, a couple of people sent me an email, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about Skip Bayless tonight. But Joy Taylor, born in 1987, and she's still on Fox Sports, yes?
Yep. On the show with Emmanuel Acho, because said that she was going to get that nigga Acho to simp and get her on his new show. And if that wasn't going to happen, then she was going to line up Charlie Dixon to get hit with a Me Too.
Okay. Is she still on with Keyshawn Johnson and Paul Pierce, or is that old?
No, that's the same show, same platform, but they reshuffled the host.
Gotcha. Okay. Dana, hold on a second. I'm coming to you, Dana. I see you in the queue. Sit tight. Any thoughts on New Jersey teachers no longer required to pass basic literacy test, Florida Boy J?
Yes, I feel like this is another attack on the American intellect, the American intelligence from within. We are eroding our own standards, and I don't feel like the people who put these laws in place are American-born citizens. I think this
Okay.
is tether activity on high levels, not black tethers, just tethers in general who come over to America, cosplay American citizens' values and politicians, but always have another sinister plan up their sleeve. And I think this is another one.
Okay. Great to talk to you, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Before you go, congestion parking. That's not in Jacksonville, right?
Not yet. We're a pretty wide open city. We got a lot of good parking garages. We don't have that problem. It's pretty wide open.
I heard it's in Houston. I don't know for certain. I'm getting ready to Google that. But do you want to hang on and bring
Houston for sure.
I'm bringing Dana on, or do you want to go? I'm not rushing you off. What do you want to do?
No, I can chill. I can chill out. Yeah.
Sit tight. Sit tight. Dana
Okay.
with the data. Are you there, Dana? Good evening. Dana.
Hey, you can hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you for sending me this story earlier today. I'm very interested in this. But realistically, am I too old? Should I fall back? Teachers no longer required to pass basic literacy tests. Is this a big deal, or is just like, what it's going to be now moving forward in America?
It is a big deal, and this should be a very big deal for parents who have children that are in these public schools, especially in New Jersey, and especially if you're living in North New Jersey and you're sending your child to that through the public education system in Newark. And this is very interesting because speaking of Newark, as you mentioned it earlier, Newark alone has $1.5 billion budget annually.
Right.
That's more money than a lot of other suburban school districts. So why is it that majority, 34% or less, could read or pass a basic math test? These are the students. And now you pass this Act 1669 that teachers are not required to even take a basic teacher's exam, right?
Right.
So,
hold on a second. I watched a video since you sent me the information earlier. Back in, I think, 1999, this used to be called some type of basic comprehension exam. But now it's literacy. They just say, hey, come on in. As long as you can, I don't know, as long as you know how to say basic words, that's good enough now. You mentioned Newark. I have no faith in the Newark Board of Education because I remember, as you and I spoke, when Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook gave them $100 million, that money was devoured. Remember? 50 million of it went to consultants and other things, and then it disappears. So never mind Newark. Deeds says this is not in regards to private schools, but let's say the entire state of New Jersey. Never mind Newark. The entire state of New Jersey, no longer basic literacy tests required for the teachers. I'm concerned about this. I'm not even a parent. Please.
Right. Well, I only use Newark as an example if you want to zone in on, because as the whole state, the problem with this is when you have teachers, you don't know if they're qualified or not. That hurts the student.
Right.
So New Jersey is not the first state. Actually, New York, California, and Arizona was the first three states to eliminate this. And the reason why New York eliminated the basic literacy requirements for teachers is to increase diversity, right? That DEI conversation, which is a problem. However, it makes sense because now they're saying in California and others, they're saying that they have a teacher shortage, that there's a shortage of 50,000 teachers. Well, a former educator gave their opinion in this particular article saying, well, if you lower these requirements or get rid of these basic skill requirements, then you can hire more people. That's more union dues. So it really goes back to being about money and not the students. You're still hurting the students because you don't know if these teachers are qualified or not. And another thing, it also opens the door for H-1B visa for immigrants to come in and take these jobs because, basic literacy, you get rid of it as long as you can barely speak English to just teach them basic things. So it's a problem. This is less quality for the students, but parents need to be very concerned about this. And this was the teachers union.
Can I jump in? I just Googled something here. I mentioned earlier that I heard, I didn't even pull the numbers, but the percentage of Black students who were homeschooled increased from 3% in spring 2020 to 16.1% in the fall of 2020. So that's according to Census Bureau surveys. That's pretty strong, wouldn't you say? I mean, 16% homeschooling in America, Black students.
Yeah, for 1 year, and that just happened in 1 year. Now, I don't know, is that number still 16%? Did it still increase now, or did they send those kids back into the public school system?
I don't know. I'm reading here, Forbes.com, why more Black families are choosing to homeschool their children. I don't know. Let me not pretend that I do. I don't know. Go ahead. I don't know.
Right. Well, the problem is homeschooling is great, especially if you are organized and you have a system in place. A lot of times that's better, which I do appreciate the Trump administration when they do come in. He's going to allocate money to parents who decide to homeschool their children. So if I don't want to send my child to a public school, especially when you're not having qualified teachers, I could homeschool my kid, and that money that public school was getting is now coming to me. So that's great. However, a lot of parents have to go to work. So you have to put your kids somewhere, So maybe, particularly with Black students, that homeschooling number, I don't know if it's the same or decreased because parents had to go back into the workforce after 2020.
Hold on a second. Wordinblack.com has an article here from July 13th, 2023. Homeschooling in the Black community continues to grow.
Okay.
Now, again, I don't know, Florida Boy Jay, if you want to jump in here, please do, because I can only assume that the number of, parents, or whether it be single moms who work at home, that number has increased, so does that help this, effort of Black homeschooling, Florida Boy Jay or Dana? Who wants to take that?
Dana, how you doing tonight?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. Listen, I think honestly, it can help Black homeschooling in the short term, but in the long term, what they're doing to the teacher and to the professionalism in the profession of teaching is the same thing they're doing in every other industry and business. You're going to lower the bar. The teachers should be getting paid at least 6 figures. The teachers are using their money, their salaries to fund their classes.
That's a whole nother
I know it is. But when it comes to Black, but when it just comes to Black homeschooling, I think in the short term, it can help out a lot. And I think that we, as just parents, we are understanding that the teachers and the curriculum, we're pretty much feeding our kids to the wolves if we're not sending them to some type of private school that we're paying for. So at the end of the day, I think for a short term, it is making us more self-reliant than I think previous generations.
Do you have kids? Florida Boy Jay, do you have kids?
No, absolutely not.
Oh. You kept saying we parents. I
think because I think the parents that are my age and my generation who grew up in a crappy school system and had to get our intellects validated through other ways, I think that we're more skeptical of the school process and school system than previous generations. That's why I think that they're more homeschooling now than previously before.
Okay.
Well,
go ahead, Dana. Go ahead.
I want to add something. Because here's the thing, homeschooling is great if you can do it. A lot of people cannot. The majority, because even that the article you just read saying that homeschooling increases for the Black household, that is great, but that is not the majority. It's not even half, right? Especially compared to other groups. However, it's whether you homeschool or not. The problem really is the parents. Because if you can't homeschool and you have to work, whether you work from home or you have to go into the office, you still have to work. you still need to be invested in your children's education. And a lot of parents throughout America are not. And if we want to specifically talk about the Black household, we can. And I would say they're not, because I gave an example of the North school system. But it's really up to the parents. You really have to join the PTA. Parents do not anymore. They are not invested in their children's education. So even if I'm not homeschooling, I can still make sure on the weekends we're at that public library. Young adults and children, they don't even know the Dewey Decimal System. And that's a problem, because they're not teaching it at school, but then parents are not even teaching it on their own. They're not even utilizing the resources that they have, even when, on the weekends. Okay. So the problem for me is the parents.
I just want to say salute to, I hope I'm saying your name right, Elgin. Yeah, you and I are on the same page. So glad I don't have kids. Sounds like a nightmare. Now, hold on a second. Folks, if you're just now joining me, this is my topic of discussion this evening. It's not trending, so I'm not expecting big views, but I would like people who, are concerned about this topic nationwide, not just in New Jersey. Let me go to wordinblack.com. Danny, you can go there if you have time, or Florida Boy J, wordinblack.com. They have post-pandemic increase with regards to homeschooling. And it seems like white children are being homeschooled as well, more than in the past. Black children, 1.2%. White children, 4.0%. Hispanic, 1.9%. I don't see numbers for Asian, Pacific Islander. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Well, I could speak to that, because even when we're talking about homeschooling, or even taking in suburbia, right? When you're in suburbia, soccer moms, even if your kids go to public schools, the soccer moms in suburbia, the white soccer moms, they're stay-at-home wives, which means they are the ones who have the time to be part of the PTA, all up in the school business. What is going on? What are you teaching my kid? Very much hands-on while their kid is in public schools. And now that they have an option to homeschool and get federal and state funding for that, you're going to see more of an increase. So these are households who have a two-parent household system in most of these cases. So that's why you see an increase in particularly the white.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Homeschooling. Yeah, that's why you see an increase in homeschooling for the white households, because these are stay-at-home wives.
Okay. Sir J. Timothy, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. I have a few calls. Let me see if I can bring someone else in. Dan, you want to hold? Can you hold on?
Sure.
I appreciate you helping me out this topic. Area code 804. Are you there? Good evening. 804. Okay, we can't do music in the background. I'm so sorry. Have a good night. Thank you for trying. Let's go to area code 347. Good evening. Are you there? 347. We're having a discussion about the New Jersey teachers. Are you there?
Hey, this is Dan.
Dan, how are you, man? It's cracking.
I'm good. I love the topic about the school, because I definitely see what's going on. And my point of view, I think they're just trying to roll out AI. Honestly, in 5-10 years, you're going to see AI in the classroom.
It won't matter anyway who's teaching. All they'll need to do is just start the program and sit back.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly what it is. It's just, because everything is related to money. It's related to budgets.
Right.
And all they really want to do is just say, hey, let's get AI up in here at some point. And, we're making all this open AI crap is giving you all the answers, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like, it looks like that's what it is to me. It's a tool just to save money.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. And in 5-10 years, you look up and you're gonna start seeing them saying, we have a whole classroom that is AI. That's the head of the class is AI teaching these kids. I'm telling you, it's a rollout plan.
That makes a lot of sense. I was talking to someone earlier today with regards to, the ports, like the Long Beach shipping port. and she was telling me that, hey, production can be 24 hours now. We know this, and you don't need all that manpower. You just need somebody to monitor if the cranes malfunction or if something happens to one of the carts as it's being put onto, I think she said, a chassis or something like that. Dana, what do you think about what he's saying? Dan, hang on, stay with us. Dana, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, as far as the AI, where are the kids going to be learning this AI at home? Who's going to be watching them? Because the parents going to be at work. The purpose of schools is that your kid is somewhere, quote unquote, safe while parents go to work.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's like exactly what Star just said is like all you need is somebody to be watching them. You don't need somebody to be there in front of a board teaching you. I think exactly like what you're saying in terms of parents need to go to work for sure. Absolutely. The kids need to be interactive. But when we're talking about money, this country is about cutting back and saving as much money as possible, not paying.
No, I agree with that. However, when we talk about the teachers union, right, I believe that's the largest union in this nation. So we're talking about money. We're talking about union dues. That's billions and trillions of dollars. They're not going to let that just go to AI.
What good have they been? They haven't been able to get teachers any type of, respect, money, anything. If you're a teacher, a high school teacher, public school, these teachers work 2-3 jobs. They Uber Eats drivers.
Right. That's a shame, but they don't care. The head of the teachers unions in our United States Education Department don't care because their concern is money. So I agree with you.
Yeah, I that's just my take. It just looks like to me that everything is being rolled out for AI in the next decade or so.
No,
I'm 39. I'm going to be 40.
Stay with us, Dan. You brought up a very, very good point. I don't know. I'm not a parent, and someone I put up a comment on the screen earlier. He said, "Thank God I don't have kids." I agree. I agree. I'm too old now to go through the nightmare. But maybe you just you pay security now as opposed to the teachers. If the kids are going to fight, if they're going to fight, they're going to fight each other. You're not going to attack the teacher. You got a program running the goddamn classroom. It makes sense to me, but again, I don't have the full understanding. Photo boy Jay, do you want to jump in? What's that?
Yeah, I think the main thing that I'm really want to focus on is just like we have this whole conversation that Elon, a lot of these people are having, saying that we have all these smart people coming over from other countries fulfilling jobs and everything, and you have these American people saying, "Oh, are we not qualified?" Or you have a lot of people with certifications and degrees who went to great colleges and went through like I said before, the school system and bought the dream of you go to school, you get the job, you get the degree, and you get the American dream. That's not being handed down for like the last 20 years. So you got those people who are not going to feed their children into the school system. And then when parents, I'm just thinking, if I was a parent and just being a former student, hearing that these teachers aren't even going to be having basic qualifications, it's like telling people you're going to get a license without taking the driver's test. So why am I going to trust you taking me anywhere when you didn't do the proper verifications or gave a damn to even get the proper certifications to become a teacher? You don't even have a passion for it. It's past having a passion for it because you're not getting paid enough.
Right.
And then when you want to bring up the unions, when we had the thing going on with the shipping, we had the union member coming out there with the Cartiers on, bust down, rolling, ice chains moving. You got other unions when things pop off, niggas is jumping. The teaching union, I don't know who's getting paid off. That's the weakest union I've ever heard of in America. They don't get anything done. Nobody getting paid. Teaching union is pretty much like what teaching union are. Teachers is what the NAACP is to black people, just controlled opposition. All this is just to lower the morale of the educator, which is going to lower the morale of the student, which of course is over time is just going to mess everything up for just the American education system. That's why Trump is dismantling.
Well, he wants to.
Very good point.
I think it's all a rollout that's coming in like 10 years or so.
Dan,
either way,
I'm sorry.
I just want to say either way,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Either way, it's a lot of assumptions. It's a lot of people opinions. And yeah, if you are not a parent, right, you don't have firsthand experience dealing with the school system. And which is why me as a parent, this type of, I don't even understand how this law passed without any pushback from the parents. Where are the parents? Now, sometimes even when parents push back, these teachers unions and organizations can be a little bit more powerful. But again, the responsibility starts and ends with the parents when it comes to educating our children. And I don't see not one parent getting up complaining. I don't care what color you are. They are not complaining that this is a problem, which it is.
Okay. Dana, stay there for a second. Dan, I'm going to let you land your plane so I can bring in more people. You have the last word, Dan.
I agree completely because the parents are missing, but just for a thought, I think it's also in this country, education has been free, so to speak, and I think if you want education now, it's going to be in the private school area, and if your parents are able to pay for it, they're going to pay for real education, and if they can't, you're going to be stuck in basic education.
Okay,
and that's just my thoughts.
Okay. Dan, I thank you for your call. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Hang on, guys. Everybody hold on 1 second. Unk says star. Skip Bayless is going viral for being sued for sexual harassment, and star is silent. Sir, I don't know sports, remember? You tell me, yo, Star don't know sports. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and talk about something I don't know about. Florida boy Jay just called in. Respectfully, he was reading the story. That's my sports guy, along with left-handed and the Most High. Hold on a second. Did I put this on the screen yet? I think I did. Let me make sure. James, I got your donation. Thank you so much. What is Oculus? What is that, Dana? What is Oculus? I want to make sure I address this man's donation.
I don't know. What is
Oh, Oculus
where are you reading
is a virtual. It's a virtual reality headset.
Okay.
Like you can
watch
that
NBA
games on the 4Ds. Yeah, you can go to concerts with Oculus. You can watch movies, and it's like a very interactive thing. You can play games on it. It's a very high-tech virtual reality tool that came out a few years ago.
That makes sense.
And they're thinking about implementing things like that in the school system. That's the whole AI conversation.
Dana, can I say something with all due respect? You brought this story to me, so you have, and you're a mother, you have much more knowledge than I do. Might you, I mean, listen, I'm old school. I'm a dinosaur. But might you now be looked upon as old school? You're talking about the PTA, and what'd you say? It's the responsibility falls on the parents. That used to be the that used to be the argument. Now we know that the parents can become teachers by not even passing a basic literacy test. So can we still put the blame on the parents? Respectfully.
Yes, because if that's the case, I think parents should be the ones applying for these positions then,
okay.
Especially if you know you are a parent who is educated, who can actually want to teach, invested in your own child's education, which means you're going to be vested with all those children in that classroom education. Okay. So yeah, I think that's a great idea that parents should apply for these positions, being that they lowered the basic skills requirements. Now, I do believe that you still need a college degree. You just don't need to take this test. But I don't mind being old school because that's part of the basics. You got it. The basics, no matter how old it is, you have to know it in order to survive in this world.
But hang on. Now, we gave, or I'm sure you did as well, a story in 2024 about you no longer need a bachelor's degree for a lot of these corporate jobs now. Do you still need a bachelor's degree to teach? Or what do you need? I don't know these days. What do you need?
Yeah, Because to be a substitute teacher, you need like a associate's or a 4-year, right? But to be a teacher, you needed to take this basic skill test. So basically they're saying you don't need to take this basic skill test, but they do look at your degrees, right? So corporations, honestly, that is true. You really don't need a degree for corporations unless if it's something like maybe finance, but not even with that. I would say if you have a certificate, for instance, a lot of people go to school for computer software, a software developer, but a lot of those students don't even finish college because they done got 3-4 certificates and they're already making $100K plus a year with the certificates alone without the degree. So they're certified in a specialty. So sometimes a degree doesn't matter. But in the terms of this conversation with the education system, I believe a degree matters along with a teacher's basic literacy test.
Okay. Florida Boy Jay, anything else you want to add to this? I'm getting backed up on calls. So, Janet, can you stay with me for a minute?
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good to go. I appreciate you letting me call in and talk about the Skip Bayless and Fox Sports scandal because it's really just.
Wait a minute. I do have to ask you one thing. I saw Cam Newton sort of hating on Shedeur Sanders. Did you see that, Cam Newton, about a week ago? Or?
Yeah, but I don't think he was hating on him. I think they have a very complicated, complex mentor-mentee relationship because Cam goes back with Shedeur's dad and everything, you know what I'm saying? That's his mentor. So I think it's more of a internal thing than what it looks like on the surface between those two.
Cam Newton is Shedeur's mentor?
Yeah.
I thought it was Tom Brady. I saw Dion say that Shedeur texts Tom Brady every day. How does Cam Newton get it? I didn't know that.
Tom Brady definitely is like the number one, but Cam Newton is the big brother mentor. Like he's been around them. Cam Newton was around them when they were kids. When Cam Newton was the number one overall pick, Heisman Trophy winner. That he grew up around Shedeur.
But he's ringless. How?
Being a black quarterback, that's a fraternity. Being an elite black quarterback, that is not only is that a fraternity, especially when my dad was with me, around me, and brought this guy around me. Yeah, of course, that's the big bro. That's the big bro. I just had to ask.
I appreciate you, man. Hey, keep me posted on the Skip Bayless story. Pardon me. If it picks up traction, we'll address it tomorrow. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, most definitely appreciate me.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Dana, sit tight. Hold on a second. Okay, Sunday, I got you on the screen. What is Sunday saying here? Black men want to be women competing in female sports. Salute to, is it Born Cool? He says, start be hating on Newark, New Jersey. That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact, sir. You told no lies. Okay. Oh, can I bring in Janet? Can I bring in Janet, Dana?
Sure.
There you are, Janet. Thank you for stopping by. I sent you the email earlier as well. You're a New Jersey resident, born and raised. Yes, Janet?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I'm very, very interested in this topic, even though I have no biological kids that I'm claiming, no grandchildren. I'm concerned. This is only for public schools, as Deeds pointed out, not private. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Well, my thought is that this is not about certifications. I think this is about a different way of teaching, a new structure of teaching, where they're going to be filtering out kids and denoting them for specific professions. That's what I think is happening. I think they're going to be given a syllabus by the Board of Education of the state, and they're going to have to follow that. So they're just basically, for lack of a better term right now, robots just regurgitating what the state gives them. They are no longer teaching individuality. They are teaching concept, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's a very dangerous thing.
Okay, but now to be precise, according to the sources that I have in front of me right here, the story that I did send you, under Act 1669, individuals seeking an instructional certification in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So they are in seek of a certification. You said no. They're going to have to get certified by way of this.
What are you saying to me?
You said this. You said this is not about certification, and I'm saying, based upon the story I sent you, under Act 1669, the way that they get this certification is to take this literacy test, and they don't have to pass basic reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm stating.
Okay.
What I'm stating is that it's more than just the certification that they're getting rid of.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why they're getting rid of it is because they want to go into a new type of teaching structure, which is that, like at the beginning of this school year, everyone gets a syllabus and they have to follow that syllabus. Now, some gear off and some add to it or whatever. Okay. But this time around, it's going to follow the rules. It's going to be more militant in its teaching. And I think they're using it to wipe away the what they consider low performing students. Okay. And then and rewarding the high performing students, not knowing that, individually, though they may be academically poor, they might be smarter in another subject. You understand what I'm saying? So I think this is a very dangerous thing. I think they're going to the school to prison pipeline, I think it's going to get a little bit wider.
Well, that's somebody's comment coming up next. Today's Religious Talk. He says, what happened to school to prison pipeline based on literacy? Now the teachers can't read. Whoo, yeah,
right.
That's a deep one.
Right.
Janet, with all due respect, you and I are, in the same generation. You're a mother. I'm not a father. Are we too concerned about something that is just, a totally, as you just said, a new way of teaching, and times have changed? Dan brought up a very good point. AI is more than likely in the very near future going to be teaching them anyway. Are you and I just outdated?
Right. No, the thing is that when you're dealing with AI, you're dealing with a computer language, right? Yeah. And you always have to deal with a coder. And that first code that goes in, it all depends on who put it in, and there could be bias. So if we have an innate bias in this country against different races and ethnic groups and things as such, and that will be encoded in this new AI. Make no mistake about it, it is already there because it's what they call hereditary. So, or legacy coding. So, so that's already there. Yep. That legacy coding is already there, and it will show its ugly face sooner than later.
Okay, hang on a second, guys. Chris sends in a Cash App. He says Arizona is already using AI. And I don't know what the rest of this says here. Minimum 2 hours, some 100%. Okay, if I'm reading that right, thank you, Chris. Dana, back to you, or do we let Janet continue? Dana?
Yeah, I just want to say this. With the Arizona AI, I would like to know in what type of capacity are they using AI. But the problem, and I do agree with Janet when she first said about programming, right? With this syllabus, they're actually just programming these kids to pass standardized testing. They're not teaching kids to be critical thinkers. They're not teaching them how to be creative writers, or to even learn how to write properly, an essay, a book report. They're not teaching them how to do research. So I get it with all this new advanced technology and AI, but you know what? You can have that. Give me the old school basics, and to me, it's never old school, of critical thinking, of knowing how to write, knowing how to research, knowing how to do arithmetic, because that's going to get you further. But they're really programming these kids not to be educated, but just to teach them how to pass these standardized testing?
Just to give a little pushback, I'm not too sure now. I'm not too sure. You know, the old King's English and all that sort of jazz, and these young people today communicate so differently. I'm lost in the conversations. I'm lost. Never mind emojis. And that's why, if you're just now joining me, folks, I'm putting your messages back on the screen. We used to do this in 2017. So I can not just read it, but absorb it and let other people, see it. I don't know. I mean, now you don't necessarily need to be able to read something as long as you can, work the program, some type of new way. I mean, I was watching multiple science fiction, movies and stuff like that, shorts, and now it's what do you call that, Janet, where they're just pointing and clicking and pulling a screen together and stuff like that? Isn't that what they're doing now in certain schools? Yes, no?
I'm sorry?
Pointing and clicking.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
What, I don't understand. Pointing and clicking what?
What?
Because I get what.
Hang on. What we're using now by these laptops and these tablets and these phones, this will be old school. This will be obsolete in 10 years. Carrying a phone, it'll be, I'm not going to say, oh, you're going to have a chip in your ear or something like that. But this, next it'll be some type of glasses, I guess, or something where you just, I don't know, pointing and clicking the software. It's right in front of you. You guys know what I'm talking about in the live chat? Holograms. There we go. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but so if that's where
augmented reality, thank you. There you go. I'm sorry, Dana, go ahead.
So then they're programming these kids to just be worker bees. They're not educating them. So if you cannot read,
exactly.
If you cannot do basic arithmetic, where are those people at in society? They're at the low wage job position. So yeah, you still need to know how to work something electronically, but you're not going, how do you can't speak decent, right? With the emojis or whatever, the acronyms. So who's going to hire you in a corporation? You're never going to see any type of C-suite. You don't have enough ambition or drive to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So
right.
Yes, they're programming them to be the worker bees. And going back to the school to prison pipeline, yes, that is still in existence and that's still going strong. So again, they're not educating them; they are programming them.
Okay.
And then you take away the individuality of the human being. So if you're going to sit there and your secondary grouping is going to be dictated to a certain avenue, then where's your individuality at in all this? Where's what's going to happen to the artists? What's going to happen to the creators? What's going to happen to the people that write books? What's going to happen to the dreamers that's pushing us forward as
who gives a shit?
That's going to be totally gone.
Who gives a shit? I've already been talking about marrying a synthetic life form.
Right, but someone had to dream that up, though. Someone had to dream that up. See, we're going backwards. We're not going forward. Someone had to dream that up.
Hang on a second.
But listen,
hold on, guys.
There are
on the screen.
Oh.
On the screen, young Kobe. Star, we are outdated, and it's starting to sound, okay, he meant to say it's starting to sound like the beginning of a weird sci-fi movie, okay? Soon there will be absolutely no critical thinking, okay? He forgot a period, but he sent a donation. You see? Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the students who have the critical thinking, the students who are creative, they have the individuality, the high achievers. Those students come from parents that invested in their education, as opposed to the students who parents don't care, right? They just send them to school so they could be someplace and let them be programmed. So basically what it's setting up is another caste system, right? The haves and the haves not, the educated or the ones who are programmed. So they're setting up a new system with the younger generation, which would be my grandkids' generation.
You took it there, the caste system, okay?
But I have to get some pushback now, because there are parents that care very deeply about their children's education and academic goals and want them to achieve high achievers in life. But sometimes you do have students that no matter what you do, because they are human beings, they're just not going to be what they're going to be. We can't take that grouping and say, just because of the parents, because I have known.
Janet, there's a question on the screen for you.
I can't see the screen.
Oh, okay. Thoughts?
What is the question?
Well, thoughts on dual immersion schools, Janet?
I'm sorry?
It's on the screen. Dana, can you read that? I gotta click something else here. I'm like swamped.
It's thoughts on dual immersion schools. Janet, what is that?
Dual immersion.
Immersion? Well, I don't know what that is.
Can somebody,
when you have dual, it's easy to comprehend, because if you have dual is two. Okay, because it comes from the word duet. So then you have a conversion, that means to collide on each other, so to come together. So when he's saying dual conversion schools, he must be talking about schools that are probably traded for, probably geared to academic, and then one side of the school is probably for trades, such as plumbing, electrician, and stuff like that, or like, computer programming, and one is probably geared to people who want to be like doctors, nurses, and stuff. So we have that here in Newark. In Newark, they have that in the high schools now.
What I'm reading is offers a dual language immersion program.
I thought you said.
Well, hang on,
it said dual immersion.
Okay, guys, I'm like swamped here. It would help if you could look on the screen. Dual language immersion.
Well, that's just like English as a second language.
Sir, did you mean to say dual language? Thank you for the donation, Josh. I'm sorry, back to you, Dana or Janet.
Yeah, okay.
Are we saying dual language or dual immersions? What were we saying? Because dual language, we already have that with the English as second language. Okay. But now we're probably going to be poly, because there's more introductions of different immigrants coming to this country.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, that's a problem too. And I know they're learning English. Now, if you want to learn Spanish, you could do so as a, little side requirement to graduate high school. But when I'm talking about parents involved, I'm talking about from K, let's say, through 8th grade. You don't have a choice but to listen to what I'm saying when it comes to your education. So when you say that, yeah, that's true. When especially these teenagers, they want to resist what the parents, trying to push them to do educationally, but you can't resist in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. And a lot of parents are not taking that time to invest, and that's the vital stage when you need to be implementing them, making sure that they're proficient in reading and writing and math, because 3rd grade is when the criminal justice system can project if this child is going to end up in prison when we talk about the school to prison pipeline. But English should be taught as the 1st, 2nd, and last language throughout this school system, not no Spanish or anything else. I don't care how many illegals or HB1 immigrants come here.
Well, you're right on those topics. But I want to talk about, so give an example with my Eli. I've always been in computers. So I'm going back past 3.5 DOS, okay? So I was teaching Eli these things before he even stepped in pre-K.
Can you tell people who Eli is, for those who don't know? Eli?
That's my son. So you know what they told me when he was getting ready to go into 1st grade? They told me that I was teaching him too much and I should slow down, because socially it would be awkward for him inside of the school system, because the other kids were not as advanced as he was. which was crazy for an educator to tell me this, versus saying, okay, let's put him in this school and that school and that school because I see what direction he's going in.
Yeah, I was just about to say, why didn't you put him in a different school, a more advanced school?
Well, he was in charter schools, so he went to charter schools and he went to specialized schools.
Okay.
But for an educator to tell me that as Dana was just mentioning, at the foundation was should have been criminal. To tell a parent to slow down teaching their kids. Because I used to make, like, Dana, you get the construction paper, different color things, and you make the words and you put the glitter on it with the glue, and you teach them the words, and you go forward and backwards, and then you teach them the computer and stuff like that. That's what I was doing before he even got into school.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Ladies, I have to bring other people on. Dana, you want to land your plane? I appreciate you bringing this topic to my attention earlier. This is very interesting for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Well, listen, like you said, it's not a trending or it's not a popular topic to talk about, and that's the problem. And the parents are the problem.
Okay.
In conclusion, the parents are the problem, not the kids. The teachers union, they're going to try. It's all about money. Our federal, state, it's all about money. But the parents are the problem on why your children are not learning.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you. Dana, have a great evening.
All right. You too. Have a great evening, guys. Bye.
Janet, do you want to land your plane with regards to this topic?
Yeah, I think that we all have a percentage. If we are having a failing generation, I believe that it's the educator, it's the parents, because Dana is right. The parents have the primary because they are the primary social group, and the teachers the secondary. But however, we're living in the world where those two worlds have become quite, you can't really tell the difference between them. So it's all of our responsibilities. So what I think is happening right now, I think we're going to a world that in the next couple of generations that this is going to take the word humanity out of it.
Okay.
I think we're losing a lot with this. I think we should pay more close attention to what the states are doing. And
okay.
I'm glad Dana brought up this conversation. I'm glad you brought it to the forefront on your
Thank you.
forefront
Thank you.
on your platform.
Thank you.
And I thank you all, and just good night.
Good night, Janet. Thank you so much.
Good night.
All right. I don't know, folks. I'm starting to think, it's a new day. That old shit is that old shit. Love my kids. Okay, I think I put that on the screen, didn't I? Okay, I think I did. Call Principal Joe Clark. Love you, Shining Star. Leslie H. Shat. Love you people too. Okay, thank you for your support. Well, the people always want to act like they kid. Okay. Hold on a second. I'll just put that on the screen. Salute to Janet. She's from New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, born and raised. Town rumor. People always want to act like they kid is the smartest or cutest and end up a killer in jail. I think that's a common thing where people say, "Oh, my child is so smart, smarter than all the other kids in the class," right? Like when you're in middle school, I think everybody's parent has said that within conversation. Guys, my story this evening: New Jersey teachers no longer required to pass basic literacy test. Hold on a second. And the story, the information with regards to the topic is in my video description section if you'd like to read more on it, or you can just Google it. Also, showrunner New York City, as of today, earlier today, now charging $9 congestion fees. This has been approved. Be careful tomorrow if you're driving in Manhattan. And I don't know the specific areas. I'm not a student of perpetual doubt, nor am I a downward thinker. However, certain things just don't work in the New York tri-state area. If they're taking the model from, let's say, Houston, I saw someone say they're already doing this in Houston, or I don't know, different states where it's more of a younger, population. Most people in today's day and time are obese. So are we really going to try and make people in New York City get e-bikes, or whatever other types of transportation are now being used? I can't see it in New York. I'm sorry, I can't see it. I think it'll be a clusterfuck. They keep raising the bridges, the tunnels. I just don't see it working. Hold on a second. Jonathan got your donation. Okay. I think I put your donation on the screen, didn't I? I'll go back and look for it in a second. Give me a minute. Wait a minute. White boy Rory, the white Denzel. Are you there, Rory?
Yo. Star, what's up?
What's up, man? It's cracking.
Real niggas in the building. What's up?
Try and watch the language. Try and fix the goddamn headset, man. I already hear the echo. Come on, man. Sheesh.
We're good.
There you go. All right, Rory was cracking. Congestion parking. You live in Manhattan as of today, huh? This is break this down. You up to speed?
Yeah, yo. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think they'll implement it. It'll go for a little while, but I think that'll be rolled back. I don't think that's gonna work.
No, sir. You're not rolling it back.
It's below 60th Street. Anything below 60th Street,
okay,
you gotta pay the toll. And there's always ways around that, And on top of that, you're gonna have people uptown, especially like the Upper East Side and the Upper West Side, where people pay a lot of money for rent. People just could be parking their cars and jumping on the train at 59th Street. You know what I mean? And so those neighborhoods are gonna get swamped with the parking. And especially 125th Street up in Harlem, they're going to get swamped too, because you catch a lot of express trains from there. So there's people just kind of find ways to not have to pay that. A $9 toll don't sound like much, but if you got to do that twice a day, every day, and that's out of nowhere, that's another, whatever it is, another $100 or whatever out of your wallet every week, that you weren't expected to pay. So it's just bad politics and bad governance. This is all the Democrats. I used to be a Democrat. I'm from New York City.
Right,
I voted Democrat most of my life. When Trump came on the scene, I flipped and I never went back. And I really can't stand them. They're not the same party that they used to be. The things they're doing here in New York City is just destroying the city. That's all. All their policies destroy the city. The reason they have to do this toll, this congestion toll, is because nobody pays for the train no more.
Right.
Nobody cares. Nobody pays for the train. We don't have enough police. All the police left. They're gone. We're down to the lowest level police force we've ever had, ever, and in modern times. And it's all Democratic policies. And they just put one bad policy on top of another bad policy instead of going back and reversing the first bad policy, that they had. It's a travesty what's happening to this city, man. This used to be the shining light on the hill. This is New York City. It's iconic. It's the capital of our country. I don't care what anybody says. This is the capital of our country. What happens in New York reverberates for the rest of the country.
Let me jump in here for a second. This is it's going to stay. As you know, they tried to roll this out as a $15 base fee. They rolled it back to $9. And for those who don't know, it went into effect today. I think that was very underhanded because people who are not paying attention to the news, the media, whatever, they're going to be in for a surprise Monday when they get hit with these. However, this is going to be put upon them, whether it's through the cameras that they have installed, that will just scan your plate. You get a bill in the mail, easy pass. You mentioned 125th Street. No, sir, you're not going to be able to park anywhere on 125th Street. You can't do it now. And there's certain areas, if you're talking about under the goddamn bridge on the east side, they'll break into your cars. So you're not going to come in from Long Island or wherever and just get off at 125th Street as people used to do, right? And jump on the train and go downtown. You mentioned, would you say park in the 60s or the 70s and go to Columbus Circle? Where are you going to park? It's already crowded. It's already crowded on 63rd, 68th.
I'm telling you, people will do it, man. They'll do it.
Where are you going to park? Those garages are already overcrowded. I know from experience. My girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, used to live over there in the 60s a decade ago. I had to get up. I had to get up. She had to get up. We're going outside, just sitting there trying to get a parking spot. A half an hour goes by, and then you just say, you know what? Yeah. You say, you know what? F it. Let me go park in the garage. Sometimes the garages are packed. It's going to be crazy, man. This is not going to be rolled back. Go ahead.
Oh, it's not going to work. I don't think it's going to work. I think they're going to pull it back. They're going to eventually pull it back. She's out of here. This chick, Kathy Hochul, she's out of here. She is definitely not going to be here.
The governor. You're talking about the governor. For those who don't know, the governor.
Yeah, the governor, who's the one making all these decisions. She almost lost last time to a Republican. I think she was within like 4 percentage points, and that's like unheard of for New York for a Republican to come that close to a governor. And she all she does is double down on the bogus stuff. The real villain in this city is the Black and Latina women on the city council. That's the real villain in this city. We got a bunch of mammies. We got a bunch of ghetto-ass mammies and first-generation foreigners from the Dominican Republic and everywhere else. And they make up the majority, overwhelming majority of the city council. And they are as crazy as could be. They want this city to be just like the hellhole that they left. And the good people are bad and the bad people are good. We're living in like a gentrified ghetto. That's New York City. New York City is a gentrified ghetto now. I don't even know what to say, man. It's the worst it's been. Since I lived here, I'm going on like 16 years in Manhattan. This is the worst it's been. It was bad after the pandemic, but that, business started coming back. But now just like the normal everyday stuff here, it's just one bad thing after. And
Rory, you don't drive. Hang on, you don't drive in Manhattan, right?
I don't drive in Manhattan. No, I got a car. I keep a car in Long Island. Okay, I don't keep a car in Manhattan.
So hang on.
It's just a nightmare.
Okay, my question that I asked earlier, and I don't know, guys, I don't know. Will Easy Pass be mandatory? Will you have to have an Easy Pass account in order to be charged if you go below, as you just said, 60th Street or whatever that zone is? Are you going to have Easy Pass? And if you don't have Easy Pass, will that be a $100 ticket on top of the toll and the administration fee? Do you know about that? I'm just asking.
That's probable. I mean, they might try that before they actually take the congestion pricing out. The next person who's going to run against her is one of the top things they're going to say is, I'm going to get rid of that congestion pricing. That's her thing. That's her legacy. I'm telling you, this is all Democrats. It's just we're in like the worst place for Democrats here in New York City. These people are so far left and so crazy it just doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense around here anymore. Nothing makes sense around here anymore. And they're just bleeding people dry, whether it's taxes or a fee for everything, a fee on top of a fee. You even got guys in the deli and the laundromat, they got buckets out there for a tip. It's like, I'm not in a restaurant. I ordered a bacon, egg, and cheese. You want a tip for a bacon, egg? What is this?
Hold on a second, Rory. Sit tight. Christopher, my email address is on the screen. If you want to call in, all right. I got your PayPal donation. He says, I'm a teaching artist at a Newark charter school. I'm there at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. What do you want to know? LOL. So you can call in. There's my email address on the screen. Just say storm on the line, area code such and such. Sir J. Timothy says, teachers in China are teaching the youth advanced nuclear physics. Teachers in New Jersey are teaching black babies know how to do the Dougie on TikTok.
The Harlem Shake.
But now, hang on. We're laughing, but that might be the best way to teach them. Again, a year or two ago, whenever that song came out and those teachers had those children, they were singing, ski, bust your head. They were learning. So, I don't know.
That might be the new wave, right?
Who am I to say it's not?
Hip-hop economics 101. Hip-hop history 101.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Sit tight, Rory. Let me see if I can bring somebody in. Area code 973. Good evening. Please watch the language. 973, you there?
Yes. How you feeling, Star?
I'm good, man. Please watch the language, okay? Have to say that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Rory, let this man speak. Sir, we have two topics we're addressing here. Where do you want to start?
I'm from Newark, so I want to tackle that board of education issue.
Okay.
But first, I want to check the white boy on the line. Watch your mouth, young man. Stop.
Well, sir, can I ask you? Hold on a second. I'm going to put Rory on hold. Rory's on hold. No, sir, I need you to address the New Jersey teachers in the state, not just Newark, New Jersey. The state, sir, no longer required to pass basic literacy tests. Let's start there, please.
All right. It sounds crazy. It sounds like that they don't want our kids to go any further. If you look at the current trends, and especially in urban schools, because let's be clear, these white school districts are not going to hire these teachers that aren't qualified. These are for the school districts that are understaffed. These are mostly urban school districts that are going to be receiving these unqualified teachers. And we already see which direction we head. It seems like we're going to go further down the drain.
Well, sir, it's the entire state, I don't have the answers. Are you a parent? I'm not. You might be more educated here than me.
I'm definitely a parent.
Okay.
My kids that still live in New Jersey, they're grown now.
Okay.
I'm an advocate in Newark, New Jersey. So this is one of those things. I actually ran for school board last year.
Okay.
Not going to be doing it this year because it's Democratic run. It's not a bipartisan situation, which is supposed to be. It's like a frat party or a gang membership. That's what it seems like, trying to get into any of these public spaces. And
okay.
this is the people who ushered this in. So this is a Democratic Party. This is birthed by the Democratic Party of New Jersey. And we right now we got a governor election coming this year. Next year we got local elections. People need to get out and voice their and actually utilize that ballot as a weapon. People need to actually get involved, or else we're going to see worse things happen. The more people stay silent, the more detrimental results we're going to be getting.
Well, sir, in case you're not up to speed on the story itself, the chamber cleared the bill in a 34-2 vote. 34-2 vote. So I hear what you're saying, and I'm not trying to give you pushback. I'm saying that this was passed by a large majority. I don't know how long you've been listening to this show, but do you think that AI may have something to do with this, and that's the inevitable? And you're saying we. I'm not sure if you're talking about your community or your whatever ideology you subscribe to. Do you think AI is the new way to go? And people have had their chances to fight this, and this is just the new reality.
As far as AI is concerned, I'm sure that people use AI as a cheat code.
Okay.
I don't think that is a way to educate our kids. As far as when I say we, I mean the voter, the people who supposed to make the decisions aren't active. I know we way under 30% as voter involvement, voter turnout in New Jersey. So when you have that type,
who is we, to be specific? You say you're not a Democrat, so who is we?
Voters in general. I'm not a Democrat. I'm independent. So I vote based upon what works. What I think is the best decision. So it wouldn't be a Republican, a Democrat, or any other. It's going to be whoever got the best policies, who present the best policies. That's what I advocate for.
Okay. Do you want to address?
I've been listening to you for a long time, though.
I appreciate
I'm an ex-truck driver.
Okay,
I'm an ex-truck driver. I used to be driving across the driving to Staten Island back in the day when you was on Hot 97.
Well, sir, if we can just get past that,
if
we can get past, I appreciate that. Now, do you want to address Rory without the profanity? Because I'll bring him in, but we can't do this back and forth thing, with I can't let it get out of control. We're having a good conversation. He's right there. Can you make?
I just wanted to check him on what he was saying.
Yeah. What's this Jamoki's problem with me?
Right there, sir.
What? What's this boogie's problem with me? What? I ever step on your Jordans? No, I don't go to Newark.
And then the cracker comes right in.
What's your problem with me?
Right in. You see? This is
you're a fire truck driver. You used to drive a truck. You smoked weed. You blew the tire on a truck and you got fired. Now your black ass is back in Jersey broke, wanting to argue with me. I ain't never said nothing about you. Get on the line talking about you gonna regulate this white boy. What's your problem, man?
It's the way you talk. You talk crazy, and I know you wouldn't talk to nobody like that in person. I know if you come to Newark, you wouldn't talk like that. You'll get slapped. So why would
I wouldn't come to Newark?
I understand it's shock radio. So you feel as though that's your man. You can say whatever you want to say, but somebody might actually see you, my man.
I'm not hiding. Since when have I been hiding? Since this is just, black thing. So we gonna see you. You know how many black people I seen today? Just to let you know. You know how many black I've seen? About 500.
Like that. I bet that.
I've seen about 500.
I bet
and nothing happened to
black
me.
People calling them spooks. I bet you that.
You know what? Black people don't get in my face and get on the line and start talking about I'm going to check and regulate this white boy.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would call him a Jamoki.
Okay. All right, Rory, sit tight.
Yeah.
Sir, I thank you for your call. Have a good night. Thank you.
Have a blessed one,
yes, sir. Okay, have a blessed one, sir. Okay. We're going to keep the conversation, where we've been at so far. Hang on a second. Stacy Galore is in the live chat. Pow! Rory not hiding. Tap here. www.stacygalore.com. Guys, I'm putting your donations on the screen. Pardon me for trying to correct people with their enunciation and pronunciation. Hold on a second. It's a different day and time. Rory, are you there? Rory.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, man?
All right, so
so
let's finish up on this, man. I'm really bothered by this. I got business to handle up in New York City. I had been not procrastinating, but pushing it back, interviews and a bunch of stuff. And I can't even drive up there now. That would be a headache. I would be concerned about getting tickets. If I come up there and I've got my Pennsylvania license plate, are they going to charge me some type of service fee on top of the new $9 mandatory congestion fee? Do you know?
Yeah, I think that anybody, like I said, anything below 60th Street is supposed to be from 60th all the way down to Wall Street, to the seaport.
Wow.
So, you know, if you're doing business in that part of town, yeah. So can I ask you a question, bro?
Sure.
I got a question for you. Can I ask you a question?
I'm right here.
All right. You see, the last caller reminded me of this. Do you feel safe around black people? Like when you're in public or when you're out, and it's like pretty much, you know, like,
what are we doing?
Do you feel? Stop. You feel me? Do you feel safe around black folks?
Hold on a second. I got to put somebody on the screen.
That's my question
for the next 20 years. Well, listen. Let me say this for those who don't know. The first time you and I met, I was doing a book signing in Southside Jamaica, Queens. You came by yourself, and you had your gold chain out. In case people don't know, I've got the picture. I've posted the picture before in my community section. So I know how you're moving out here in these streets. But now let's not go there into that direction tonight about, do I feel safe? We're having a great conversation, man. Can I get back to you on that?
All right, you can get back to me on that, man.
All right, thanks for calling, man. Salute.
All right,
Salute.
Have a good show.
All right. White boy trying to take the show off the rails. Come on, let's all stay focused here. We're having a good conversation. Christopher, if you're calling in again, man, just shoot me an email. Hold on a second. I'm coming to the phone lines, guys. Please email me if you are in the queue and I didn't pick up. Hold on a second. Someone sends in a okay. Is this what is this? Someone sent me an email. Is this about Fat Joe? Can I get back to you on that, please? I want to talk about Fat Joe tonight, but thank you so much for your support. All right. Wait a minute. Area code 703. Good evening. Are you there? Please watch the lane.
I'm Star.
Hey.
Yes, I will.
Please watch the lane.
Star.
Hey, how are you?
Hey. Hi, it's Leslie. How are you guys?
Hey, Leslie. Where do you want to start, darling?
How are you? I was just listening, and also hi to Rory. You hung Rory up. He's gone already.
Talk to him later.
Yeah, because he owes me money for we were supposed to go out and stuff. So you need to, when you talk back to him, remind him.
Well, listen, I don't relay messages, so you and he, you can email him, text him. But I want to get to the topic. I'm very, very concerned here about New Jersey teachers. This is it's real. It's going into effect, and they no longer need to, no longer need required to pass a basic literacy test to teach children. Are you in New Jersey?
No, I'm not. I'm from New York. I'm in the DMV right now. I'm like right outside of Washington D.C. Okay. But let me just say this to you. Going to school up north, and then in Virginia, the schools used to be a part of that village. The teachers were a part of that village. The teachers were there to hug kids. I mean, they're not allowed to even do that anymore. My kids, my grandchildren are in high school, and they can wear pajamas to school. They can come to school with their stomachs out, bras. The schools are failing all the way around. And I know out here, after COVID, it got worse because, once they were able to figure out the teaching from home, it got very, very comfortable, very, very comfortable. They can't control them. These new kids, their mindset is totally different. It functions different than we did. And they definitely, it takes a village, and that village is broken. It's a responsibility. The teachers are with our kids longer than we are in a day.
Okay, hang
but
on.
again,
hang on. I can appreciate everything you're saying, but now, to be fair and objectively speaking, there's a new plan for America. Wouldn't you agree? Some type of great reset,
Yeah.
Okay. AI is very real. And there's a lot of things that are going to be implemented in the very near future that are going to phase a lot of people out. Slave labor is something that is going to be a reality. Slave labor here in America. So,
oh yeah, I work like a Hebrew slave. I know.
Okay, so the children that you're speaking about, if they can't, adapt to the new way of teaching, then yes, they will fall by the wayside. Yes. And as the old saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. That's going to be some old stuff. Yeah? No?
No, it is old. That's why I was saying it takes a village. That village is broken. But when you was talking about the kids and you were talking about AI, that's the language that these kids know. The problem is that because of the computers, the lady that was speaking before, I was an engineer for Verizon for a long time, and I was out when it was just DOS, and remember AOL was the biggest thing popping. People thought AOL was, they acted crazy like they...
Baby. You just took it back to AOL. Can we bring it up? You talking about dial-up internet? Where are we going, baby? Where are we going?
No, what I was saying to you, as far as the standard, the kids have no social skills because they talk to the computer.
Mm-hmm.
They look at the computer. The social skills are the most important things before book smarts. Everybody thinks, my mother went to Harvard. My mother's brother went to Harvard. And very smart. No common sense. Excuse my language. No common sense. Okay. And these kids, and it's very unfortunate because of the fact that they don't have social skills. They're not forward. A lot of them are not forward thinkers. It's easy.
What's your name again, darling? And let's slow it down a little bit. What's your name again?
Say my name.
What is your name? I forget. Pardon me. Your name?
Leslie Mayo.
Leslie. Okay. Listen to me, Leslie. I appreciate what you're saying. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Yes, there was a time when social skills were necessary and needed. But in today,
they're always necessary.
Well, hang on. In today's world, I'm not so sure. Everybody is not, people don't even want to talk on the phone. People prefer to text.
Right.
Text.
And I know I don't like it.
So social skills, hang on, baby. Let me just get my little 2 cents in here. Social skills are not what they used to be. If we look at some of these models that, are working, in other places, whether it be China or Japan, they move very, very different. Now, I don't support, in any way, shape, or form, communism, or statism, but
right.
That's where we're headed in a sense, wouldn't you say?
I wouldn't. I would say that's where they would like to head to control. I don't look at it that way. I can never see this United States being communist, being run like Germany or London or anything like that. But what I will say, you just said you think the social skills are kind of not there anymore. Social skills are a part of us. That's what we were birthed on. Even if you can't verbally.
Leslie.
Uh-huh.
You and I,
yes, sir.
you and I have one foot in the grave, right?
I'm in my last.
You and I have one foot in the grave. Let's be clear. The newer generation doesn't even go to the movies, the theater.
Yeah.
They don't go and sit and laugh with other people. That's
right.
That's an old experience. Do you know that? Let's go to the movies. The movies. I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna watch it on my phone. I don't want to sit around a bunch of people. Right. But listen, I need you to land your plane. I'm backed up on calls, babe. Go ahead. please.
Okay. Oh well, no, that's okay. I will just called just because I want to say hi to Rory. You know, you go ahead and talk to your people. Look, did you get that last? I just sent you a Cash App. I wasn't looking, on the screen till you posted that. That's not even necessary. I just want to make sure.
I'm going to check it now, baby. Where'd you send
it?
Which Cash App
I
did you send
it to the snitch one. I didn't send it to the other one because it shot it back to me.
I got it. I'm looking at it right now.
No, I appreciate.
I'm responding, and I see your pretty picture. Thank you, darling. I just responded.
No. Always, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Your chat. I love your chat.
Okay.
And hopefully we get snowed in tomorrow.
All right. Take care, babe. Take Leslie. Bye now.
Okay, sweetie. Love you guys.
Bye-bye. Okay. Leslie tapping in. Guys, I do respond to your Cash Apps. I give you the thumbs up. Hold on a second. Okay. We're having a good discussion here. This is not a trending topic, but I think it's very, very necessary. Someone is tapping in from area code 973. Hey there. You said you sent it a donation. Are you a teacher? Area code 973.
Oh, hello. Hi. Am I on the line?
Hey, yes, sir. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Yes. No, I did not send in a donation. I sent you an email.
Okay.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Okay.
I am a teacher of 10 years in Essex County College.
Mm-hmm.
Essex County.
New Jersey, for those who don't know. New Jersey.
Yeah, in New Jersey, right. So the district that I'm in is actually a very affluent district.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, 50%, just about 50% white, 50% non-white. So what in terms of the topic about the basic skills test. So just to give clarification, the basic skills test that you're referring to is called the Praxis 1.
Mm-hmm.
So now, when I became a teacher in 2015, I'm a science teacher. I'm a black male science teacher.
Okay.
I'm the only black male science teacher in my district.
Okay.
I teach chemistry and physics. So just to make the point real quick, you have to take a Praxis 1 and a Praxis 2. So the Praxis 1 is the basic skills, like you said. The Praxis 2 is going to be the content mastery. So, for example, you're going to be a history teacher, social studies, math, whatever. You have to take the Praxis 2. Science and math are the most difficult ones.
Mm-hmm.
And New Jersey actually has some of the highest scoring standards in the country for the Praxis 2.
Yeah.
So in terms of them removing the Praxis 1, as a veteran teacher, I don't quite know what to make of it just yet without looking at some more data, because I can only assume that they're going to take your college credentials, your academic background, meaning that you should have at least a bachelor's to master's degree, in lieu of the basic skills test.
Okay.
That's what I can assume. So that's the first part. The second part that I wanted to say is that if there is something kind of more nefarious at play, if you wanted to make the argument, that this could be the beginning of something bigger, my next thought would be, okay, how will this begin to affect the property taxes? Because in the town that I teach in, the median home prices are $1 million.
Right.
And people,
if I can jump in, let me.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. It's fine. Let me read to you. Earlier, I pulled a bunch of different sources. The law went into effect January the 1st, 2025. Individuals seeking an instructional certificate will no longer need to pass the Praxis Core Test, as you pointed out. Praxis, P as in Peter, R.
Praxis 1.
Hang on. Praxis, Praxis Core Test, a basic skills test for reading, writing, and math that is administered by the state's Commissioner of Education. So yeah, this is what we're talking about. This is it's no longer needed. Now you teach at a public school as opposed to a private school, because to my knowledge, this is not a law that's in effect in private schools.
That's another good point. So you can also look at it from the perspective that, okay, if you're making the assumption that to be a highly qualified teacher, which is a particular status in your teaching qualifications, that you can be a teacher who is highly qualified. That's a particular state language.
Okay.
So if you want to make the argument that to be a highly qualified teacher, you must pass the Praxis 1 basic skills, then you can assume that, in private school, they're not going to tolerate anything less than that, which then kind of leads to the idea that education is becoming more commodified and becoming more for the rich, particularly in a state like New Jersey, where we have the highest property taxes in the country. But again, the issue that I'm having, which is why I need to also do more research, is that, for example, if you want to be a language arts teacher, okay, you had to take the Praxis 1 and the Praxis 2 in language arts, which is considerably more difficult than the basic skills, right? So if you're telling me I have to you're basically saying to me, okay, you don't have to take the easy test anymore, but if I still take the hard test, I guess it kind of makes the whole point kind of moot, if that's making any sense.
Well,
that's why I'm saying, go ahead.
I'll respond to what you're saying. Again, I'm not a parent, so I'm looking at campussafetymagazine.com. Okay, that's one of my sources. Campussafetymagazine.com. And it speaks about the entire state. It gives a really, really great breakdown. Act 1669. So the area that you're speaking about, it is covered by this particular law and act 1669. So now the requirements for teachers in the entire state, does this affect or should I say you as a teacher, I forget what you said your credentials were, but does this cheapen, with all due respect, cheapen the value of your education and what you can teach? Does it cheapen the value?
I think anytime you lower the standards, that's going to devalue the product,
right?
In any industry. So yes, I would totally have to agree with you. And just to complete my final point again, I'm thinking again about the property taxes, because if we can agree that this lowers the product, parents come into this town, and I happen to live in the town that I teach at,
right?
So I'm on both sides of the fence. So I have children. I'm the teacher in the town, and I also live in the town. And I know that people are coming, and what keeps the property taxes high are the school systems. Everyone says the schools.
Well,
so what happens?
That has been the reality for decades, but it appears to be different now. And again, I don't know. I'm not trying to act like I've done all the research on this. I'm literally combing through this now as we speak. But now, your children are how old?
Oh, they're toddlers, 4 years old.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, are they going to go to private schools or public schools?
To keep it 100 with you.
Yeah.
The schools that I'm interested in would be A, private, and B, the Essex County run schools.
Okay.
And I guess I'm going on record saying that, but if it's me, in my particular area, I think elementary is fine, middle school is fine, but when it comes to high school, I would be looking at either private or the Essex County schools, the county-run schools, because with that, when you graduate, you finish with a trade. You get more than just a high school diploma. You finish with a trade, and a lot of times 2 years of college credits or an associate.
Okay.
So that's how I would answer that.
Well, I don't know for certain. But when you say a trade, are the trades equivalent to where society is going, or are they what used to be considered, good trades, union jobs, if you will, but the type of jobs that, a lot of, and let's just say young black youth don't want? Certain jobs they just don't want. They don't want them.
Now, I've mentored a few young black male students. That's kind of what I'm known for where I am.
Okay.
And, because again, like I said, I'm the only black male teacher. I'd be remiss in my duty if I didn't use that platform to do something positive.
Okay.
So I've kind of taken that on for myself. And I've recommended and I've trained students who have gone to the Essex County more vocational schools, the Newark Techs,
okay.
The St. Benedict's, Newark Academies, the schools like that. And yes, they're going to be trained where they can choose different paths. Either they can choose a college preparation where you finish with an associate's degree after high school, which I think is valuable just in terms of the amount of money you're going to be saving in student loans.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second choice would be vocational, it could be auto mechanic, HVAC, electrician, carpentry. I think those are in demand. And I think particularly when you look at these things with what's going on with immigration, with what Trump wants to do, that once a lot of the illegal immigrants have been removed from some of these vocational fields, hell, even landscaping, these are all viable lanes, that Black students, that the Black community could begin to build into their own basic economy. So I'm always encouraging.
I got to jump in there for a second.
First thing to build economy.
I got to jump in. I lived in Woodstock, Georgia, before I moved back to New Jersey, and then now back to North Carolina. There's not a lot of Black landscapers in the Atlanta metro area. You just mentioned
agreed.
You just mentioned landscaping. They're not even Black landscapers in the most poppin' Black place, Atlanta. So why would they want that type of skill up in New Jersey? I don't know. I'm combing through this, but now one last thing. Might you consider homeschooling your kids?
Absolutely.
Are your kids Black?
Oh, absolutely.
Are your kids Black, or what are your kids?
Oh, well, my kids are genetically biracial, socially Black.
Okay.
So, absolutely. If I had the means to do so, as far as I'm concerned, there's no better teacher than myself.
Okay.
When it comes to those kind of academics, like I said, I teach physics and chemistry.
Okay.
From a highly regarded college in New Jersey. When I graduated, I was basically only one of 20 people that finished with a science degree. Opposed to maybe a couple hundred that did language arts or social studies. No disrespect. Okay, but that's the fact of the matter. So if I had the means, yes, I would prefer to homeschool my kids, and that's what I would prefer to do.
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. Who sent that donation here? Hold on a second. Town Rumor got your donation. Thank you so much. Okay. CampusSafetyMagazine.com. They've got a really, really good breakdown here with regards to the show title. New Jersey teachers no longer required to pass basic literacy test. Let me go back for a second. The Education Department announced a 5-year plan to improve teacher recruitment. And here are some of the things that they are offering. Teacher working conditions, including the 4-day school week. Not 5, 4-day school week. Advanced teaching roles and working conditions negotiated in collective bargaining agreements. 4-day school week. What's going on with the 4-day school week? Anybody want to educate me in New Jersey? I think now more than ever, I'm going to only date women that have old ass kids. The kids got to be out of school. Oh my goodness. I won't be able to help you. Can you imagine me trying to correct somebody's kids, enunciation or some type of word? Those days are gone. Rakim got your donation. We don't even got to pass MCAs in Massachusetts now. Whoa. Okay. Hang on a second. Kat, is that you tapping in area code 718? Kat, hey, girl.
Hey, Star.
Hey, good to hear from you. What's cracking?
Hey. How are you?
I'm great. What's cracking with you?
I was calling in about the congestion price.
Oh, yeah.
Lord, I can't even pronounce things. Congestion pricing.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you're not aware, but I'm in Manhattan literally every day, so it's a big thing for me. So whereas to your question of do you have to have Easy Pass, probably not if you're gonna go through the toll once or twice. But like you said, if you start accumulating, but it's best to register your license plate on the Easy Pass website, so that they just charge you through there. So it's like a big problem because even New Jersey people, like New Jersey lawmakers, are fighting it. Rory he's correct that they may take it back because Trump was against it, and the reason why they were pushing it. So Governor Kathy, she postponed it in June, and now all of a sudden she pushed it through. Right. And they were saying because they knew that Trump was against it, and they wanted to do it before Trump went into office.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, you can park in Harlem. You can try to find parking in the streets of Harlem. You can find it.
Cat. Stop it.
Okay, sorry. I was just trying to give you some schooling on it.
You couldn't find parking anywhere around 125th Street, 135th Street, 15 years ago. So there's no way.
I could.
Stop it. I mean,
I could.
You would take a huge risk, and you had to be back uptown by what time to get your vehicle if you were on the wrong side of the street?
Okay, so I don't know what type of car you were driving. Maybe you was in your Bentley.
No, anything.
Okay, no, I'm joking. Yes, you could park above 125th Street. You could find parking on the street. Yes, absolutely. And you don't have the time frames to move vehicles is in the morning. So it would be like Monday, Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's never in the evening. So
no. Hold on a second. I'm talking about you have to be back uptown before. What is that? It used to be like 7 something. That was a cutoff.
Are you talking about if you're parking in a garage?
No, I'm forgetting. It's been a lot of years, but hang on a second.
Okay,
so now
okay, sorry.
Go ahead. So now
because the garages in the upper part of Manhattan have the early bird specials. You get in before 7 a.m.
Bingo.
And you park till 8, 9, 7 p.m.
That's what I'm talking about. Kat, stay with me. That's what I'm talking about. You have to be back uptown to get that vehicle out of those garages, or else they're going to hit you for more money. So I'm not trying to act like I know it's been many, many years, but I can only imagine that the prices have possibly doubled since I used to park up there. It's crazy now. Go ahead.
Well, it's very possible to park before 7 a.m. in an early bird special garage and then take the train into wherever business that you're going to, and then be back before 9. But I think it's like 9. It's like it's like 9 p.m. or something like that.
I forget. I don't know.
So you have enough time, unless you're like working extreme hours, to get back. I did it. I did it for years when I worked for corporate America. So, but I'm just saying, like but you could. But then I also used to park in Harlem, or I would do like an early bird special.
Lavelle says you have to be off of the avenues by rush hour. Lavelle says
off of the avenues by rush hour. What do you mean by that?
Avenue of the Americas, possibly 6th Avenue. Yes, no.
Well, I'm lost. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just reading what somebody's saying in the live chat. Okay, so now it's in effect. It's a reality. And tomorrow, are you prepared? Are you going into Manhattan tomorrow?
I'm in Manhattan right now. I'm in Manhattan right now. I just got hit with a $2 toll because I went into congestion zone after 9 p.m. on Sunday once you go after 9, it's the time frames. On the weekends, I forget the hours, from a certain time to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I think after those times, you get hit with the $2 toll. And I waited till 9 p.m. on purpose because I had other things to do in the upper Manhattan.
Okay.
But I'm saying, yeah, like it's in effect. And the thing is that, like, say, like the Queensboro, like a lot of people from Queens are being hit heavy with it because Queens and Brooklyn, because the Queensboro Bridge, the Williamsburg Bridge, and the Brooklyn Bridge are free, right? But they're not free anymore because now if you come off the FDR, if you stay on the FDR, then it's free. But
I don't mean to cut you short, but most people don't know hang on, they don't know what you're talking about if they're not from New York. But hey, I appreciate you. Keep me posted because the sad reality is that it's not getting rolled back. It was supposed to be a $15 base fee. They brought it back down to $9. So this is where you guys are now. It's a base fee, $9. But I appreciate you calling in.
But can I just add something?
Land your plane. 30 seconds. Hurry up. Land your plane.
But it will be an issue when the outer parts start getting congested because they need to park in these other places before coming into the congestion zone.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway.
Thank you, Kat.
Thank you. I landed my plane. Have a good night.
Bye now.